Hi, my name is Gladys. I'm here to tell you two stories today. One was the first one is about when I was a little girl in a, on a farm in Saskatchewan. I remember I kind of bartered with God. If you'll do something for me, I promise I'll do something for you. And my prayer was to God that I wanted to take piano lessons. God, if you will just give me the opportunity to take piano lessons, I will use my talents to glorify your name. Well, I was sure that somehow God, in his omnipotence, could easily sort out some of my problems here. We lived on the farm. The nearest piano teacher was 3 miles away. My parents were busy, hard-working farmers. They didn't have time to take me to piano lessons once a week, wait for me, and then take me home again. But I thought, well, God can get around that. Surely he can answer my prayers somehow. I didn't know how. In wintertime, our roads were all closed, blocked with snow, and we had to park the car and get the horses out and drive everywhere with horses for the rest of the year. Well, my parents were poor. They couldn't afford to spend the 75 cents on a piano lesson once a week. So, I didn't even tell them about my prayer. I didn't tell them about my longing. We had a pedal organ at home. My mother took piano lessons a couple years ago when she was a little girl, and she taught me everything she knew, but when she came to the end of what she knew, I wanted more. Well, God answered that prayer in a way that I would have never suspected. One evening, our family was sitting around the supper table, finished supper, and my dad cleared his throat and he looked around at the family with this look that said, I have something important to tell you. And he did. He said, we are moving into town. We are going to pick up our house and take it with us. We don't even have to pack anything. You girls are going to have to start school, a new school, make new friends, new contacts. He never mentioned piano lessons. I didn't think to ask. I was so excited, and yet I was scared. Well, after we had kind of settled in our house in town, which was about 8 miles from our farm, but it seemed like 100 to me, my mother came to me one day and she said, do you want to take piano lessons? There's one piano teacher in town that's willing to take you. God answered my prayer in a way that I would have never suspected. And since then, God has given me so many opportunities to keep up with my end of the deal that I would use my talents to honor God. I have had so many opportunities to play piano in church, to lead choirs, and I just am grateful to God for this. Colossians 3:17 says, and whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, giving thanks to God the Father through him. Well, my next story is just happened last month. With all this COVID-19 crisis, I wanted to be able to help. And again, I prayed for God, could you show me some way that I can be of help to people who need it? I didn't want to um, I didn't want to spoil the fact that I was responsible for my family and keeping them safe and healthy. I wanted to do something at home. So, again, it was an accident. No, God doesn't accidentally do anything. It was a purposeful thing that it was announced on Facebook and I'm not even a member of Facebook. My daughter phoned and she said, Mom, the hospital in town needs scrub caps, and they're looking for seamstresses to sew. Well, I was immediately interested, and I phoned the lady who was responsible for it, and I started sewing scrub caps for the hospital. 37 in all before I was finished, and they said we're flooded because there were other ladies also doing the same things. Well, this led to another. There was two clinics, health clinics in town that needed scrub gowns, and they needed seamstresses. So again, I offered. You know, God uses people in routine things, in out of the ordinary, just ordinary things like washing dishes, or running errands, or buying groceries, comforting the elderly. There are always little things that we can do to bring God the glory. The special quote that I read in my daily devotion said, "The everyday matters that seem insignificant to us are the many occasions God uses to shape us and make us more like Jesus." That reminds me of a song that I learned a number of years ago now, taught to the choir in church, and it's called Everyday People. Through the ages of time immortal, through the pages of history, God has summoned into his service everyday people like you and me, everyday people who walk beside him. Though unworthy to bear his sandals, I will serve him unfailingly. I'm so thankful that God uses everyday people like you and me. Thank you.